welcome back to the channel. So we're in the other C1 today, and the reason is because and as you can see, that sounds lovely, and it's actually making the car pretty shit to drive because it's all crunchy and graty when you use the clutch because, well, I'm hoping it's the clutch cable. So in this video, I'm going to fit, or attempt to fit, a new clutch cable. And if we bend ourselves into an unnatural and uncomfortable position, we can see that, if we look under here, there's the clutch cable, but you can't really get to it very easy from down here because the cable comes through the bulkhead somewhere around here underneath this dash. So I think it will be easier to take the dash top out, which I've done in other videos, but I'm going to have to do again. And so I'm going to start by taking this off, which means turning the steering wheel to an angle where we can get to that screw, and then removing that screw. And then the same on this side. And then we can just lovingly pull this off nice and carefully. Yes. Then next, I'm going to take this off to get to that screw. And then I'm going to remove that screw. And I need to carefully pull this off. And then just leave it something like that. And then there's another screw here to take out. Yes. These speakers need to come out, which is, there's one on this side and then there's one on this side. So I'm just going to take them both out. One screw there. And then another screw there. And then we can just lift that speaker out, and as you can see, it has got them connectors to it which need unplugging. Now that's out of the way, we can get to this 10mm nut here, which needs taken out without dropping it preferably. Yes. And when you've taken all that out, you want to go to the other side and do exactly the same thing. And then next, I'm going to take this off, which should just pull off really. Should just pull off nice and carefully. And then do the same on this side. Right, so now I'm going to unplug the airbag, which means pulling this flap down, and then there's a plug there, that yellow plug, that needs unplugging. And you do that by, there's a white bit on the side of it, you see that there, that, you just slide that back like that and then it'll just unplug nice and lovingly. And then I think that these are the last two screws to take out before we can actually pull the dash off. And I think we're actually now ready to remove the shitter. Take me out. But this bit is clipped to this bit where the glove box is, or where the shelf is if you haven't got a glove box. That does clip together, so you've sort of got to pull it quite hard on that point. I'm going to try and do it with this and see if that works any better, which it doesn't seem to be doing. And that's not going anywhere because I forgot to take this out. There's a 12mm bulb which is just up here near where the airbag plug is, and that needs to come out too. So let's have another go. Much better. But on this side, if we try and lift that up, it's getting caught on the cowl for the rev counter. So I'm just going to undo the bolts for the speedo and just leave that loose as well. So that's out of the way. And then with a bit of manipulation, we can hopefully actually pull that out and remove it from the vehicle. And now with that out of the way, we can actually see the clutch cable where it attaches to the pedal nice and easily. Now, when you take the tension off the clutch cable at the other end of the gearbox end, you could probably poke something up and struggle and loop that off and then loop it back on, which I probably could have done. It probably wouldn't have been much faster struggling, to be honest with you, and I wouldn't be able to film it for a video, so you wouldn't be able to see how to do it. So this should show you at least how to actually do it, whether you do it this way or not. Right, so now we need to go around to the front, and if we look down there, Now, I've shown this in the video where I'm adjusting the clutch up, but we need to lever that across, and then you can't really see anything, but I need to unhook the clutch cable from the clutch arm, like so, and then we should be able to pull the actual clutch cable off the back of the bracket and release it at this end, which I'm aware that I'm not showing particularly well. You might be better off watching the clutch adjustment video, like I said, because it shows it on a car which doesn't have aircon. And then with it released from that end, hopefully we can pull it through to this side. I'll just show you what I mean, because this here, this sits on a bracket on top of the gearbox for the adjuster, and that just locates on a little peg there, and then this just hooks into the actual clutch arm. So once you've released that, that should just pull out, and then we've got this here which is into a clip there, but does just push out. And then now from back inside the car, we can release that, and it's on a little bung there which it goes through, so just pull through that, and then there's a grommet on the firewall which needs pulling out, and then it should release. Yes. And then now we can put the new one next to the old one to make sure it looks like it should fit, and it looks like it should fit, so let's try and put the shitter on. I'll start by trying to fish this end through that hole where the other one came out of, so let's try and do that. Yes. And while I'm here, might as well look onto the back of the pedal as well. Right, so now I need to finish off under here, so I need to put that back into there, which has a little locator on it, and I've put this rubber johnny on through the firewall, so I need to connect the other end now, which is going to be really hard to show because you've got everything in the way. Now I've taken that gear linkage off just to try and show it a bit better, but there's a bracket on the gearbox. Let's see if we can get it to focus on it. Probably not. There's a bracket on the gearbox there which it goes through, and then your plastic adjuster on the thread of that goes into there, and then this end you need to hook into the end of the fork there, in the same way that the old one come off. Obviously that needs adjusting. I'm just going to do that off camera. If you want to see how to do that, just watch the other video I mentioned before, which is going to show it a lot better than this one, because, well, it's on a car without aircon and you can get to it a lot better. So I'm going to do that and I'll come back when that's done, which it is in fact now done. So I'm going to put this gear linkage back on there. Yes. And now we're pretty much done and ready to put the dash back in. But while I'm here, I'm just going to spray the pivot for the pedal and all this around here with some spray grease. And I can in fact confirm that it is actually much smoother. Still a little bit heavy for one of these clutches. It's probably on its way out. It's a few years old. But anyway, it's time to put all this dash top back in, which, unless there's anything interesting, I'm not going to show, but it's just a reversal of taking it off. And there was in fact nothing interesting, and it is just a reversal of taking it off, so I've just put it back on. So now let's see if it's any better to drive. Yes, much smoother. Although, like I said, it is still a little bit on the heavy side, but that'll need a new clutch to fix that. So I think that's it for this one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the usual shit, and see you next time.